Hello, good afternoon. My name is Mohammed. In this video, I'm going to show you what to look for in a checklist for newsstand. Obviously, people that own newsstand, you're supposed to be having certain requirements. There's certain checklists when an inspector comes in and you place a business. So basically, in this video, I'm going to show you what they're looking for and what you need to be compliant. The first thing you could do is actually go on Google, click on Dca Newstand Checklist, New York City. This should pop up a PDF inspection checklist for newstand New York City.gov, and this should be about 2 pages. This is the checklist for newsstand owners. They will tell you, like, do you operate a newsstand, a permit stand, or booths used to sell newspaper magazine on a public sidewalk? Has to be a public sidewalk. If yes, this applies to you. This does not apply to newsstand that are in a building, subway station, or have a parks department concession. Now, what does that mean? If you see a newsstand that are in a building, in a subway station, they're not considered a newsstand. Then they become a different territory. There are different requirements for them. This is basically for people that are on a public sidewalk. This is the checklist for them. About Chemist. Chemist is the company that city has contract with to install and maintain street furniture, including newsstands. So this is the Chemist, is the company type that basically, like, in a way, you could ask permission. Like, go find out requirements that the city has contracted, and they're the one that they put a certain place where even including newsstand they put it up. So basically that's what it is. So this is the checklist, basically what they look for, what the Department of Consumer Affairs look for. So number 1 is you must have a valid Department of Consumer Affairs newsstand license. No one can have a license for more than 2 newsstands at one time. So basically you cannot open a newsstand unless you have a newsstand license. You have to have that. If you don't have that, you cannot have it. And you cannot have more than 2 newsstands at one time, which means you just cannot have more than 2 newsstands at the single time. Number 2, a newsstand cannot be left unused for 2 consecutive months or more. Basically, what they're saying is you cannot have a newsstand closed for 2 consecutive months. You have to have somebody working there. That has to be somebody present. For whatever reasons, they cannot left unintended. Number 3, DCA combined license compliance site must be posted where all customers can see it. There's some of the signs where Department of Consumer Affairs inspectors come in and inspect. For example, if you're selling cigarettes, you're supposed to have a compliance sign: no smoking under the age of 20. Under the age of 21 cannot buy tobacco, or no smoking causes lung defect, lung cancer. So basically, some of the compliance sign must be posted by with having a newsstand. So make sure you follow that. I mean, every place has its own compliance sign. For example, grocery store, convenience store. So make sure you're compliant with your thing. Signage. A refund policy must be posted where all customers can see it. Even if the policy is not to give refund, a sign must be posted stating no refund. So basically, you have to have a sign stating that there's no refund. If you don't have that, inspector could come in and it could give you a hard time, and you don't really want that to happen, obviously. Number 6, items you cannot sell. A newsstand must sell newspaper, magazine, periodicals. You have to sell that. It's a must. Number 6, items sold in a newsstand except prepaid phone card, transit cards, lottery tickets, or tobacco products cannot cost $10 or more, not including tax. So obviously it's common sense. Items sold in newsstand besides for phone card, lottery ticket, and metro cards, in a way you cannot and obviously tobacco product, you cannot cost $10 or more. Basically, it cannot be like you cannot sell a bar of soap for $13. You cannot do that. It has to be $10 or less, obviously. Number 7, a newsstand may not sell apparel, including hats and scarves, jewelry, hair accessories, or handbags. You cannot sell that. That's a no. A newsstand cannot sell food unless it's prepackaged, which means you cannot have a daily or uncooked, like food that you could actually sell it to people. You cannot have that. It has to be prepackaged. For example, Doritos chips, Bazzinis, trail mix, stuff like that have to be prepackaged. Number 9, a newsstand cannot sell expired over-the-counter medication. I think that applies to most stores. Most of the stores, you cannot sell any over-the-counter expired medication. So make sure you're compliant with this if you have a newsstand. Number 10, product display. Newsstand cannot sell or display merchandise on public space around the newsstand. Tips: item for sale on racks, shelves, tables, doors, boxes, crates cannot be on the sidewalk. Basically, they want to make sure that all of your area is clean. It's not on the sidewalk. People could trip, and obviously, cause a problem for you and the city. So we need to make sure you're compliant with that, with public space. Number 11, nothing can be attached to hung from the exterior, rear, or roof of the newsstand other than the SMUSA advertising. Besides, as this advertising, like I said, they have a contract with the city. You cannot hang or attach anything, any of the places, the exterior, rear, or roof of the newsstands, because that's compliant law. Number 12, all sales must take place in front of the newsstand. You cannot make sales from the back. You cannot make sales from the side. So whichever the main of the newsstand is, you have to have basically like a place to sell over there. Number 13, only authorized advertising for SMUSA can be on the outside of the newsstand, and the advertising cannot be covered. Only from authorized advertising from this company that has contract with the city, you can't post outside of the newsstand, and it cannot be covered. So basically, you make sure you there's nothing covered, like by any of your own personal advertisement. Number 14, a newsstand cannot share electricity with anyone else. You have to have your own electricity and your own basically electric power. You can't share it. It's against the law. If they find it, they could give you a violation or misdemeanor. Violation or summons. Number 15, the newsstand structure cannot be changed in any way except by SMUSA. You cannot change the structure unless you get an authorization by SMUSA, the contracting company with the city. Number 16, tobacco sales. If you sell cigarettes from the newsstand, you must have a Dca cigarette retail dealer license. If you sell cigarettes, you have to have a retail dealer license. From the state and from the city, there's two different licenses. But then again, that's another whole different thing that is a video that I have to show you. It's a little complicated when you apply for the cigarette retail dealer license, and it's expensive as well. So that's about it. These are some of the checklists that they use for when the Department of Consumer Affairs does come into your newsstand. Make sure you comply and make sure you read over the checklist. You can always download it in Department of Consumer Affairs website. Go and put in DCA checklist for newsstand. You could actually look into it. It's very interesting. If you like the video, guys, please comment, subscribe. If you have any other common concerns, I'm always there to help you. Thanks for the time for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much again.